feel like officials I still wasn't like were too impressed with them. So we have to see, and we have a patch today. So I wonder if the patch actually helps them, like certain heroes, because I know Sam H, he doesn't play Pangolier.
Right.
So
I mean, you know that he doesn't play it, or he has been playing it secretly and just he's hiding his ID somewhere. Maybe you don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. So
That is very optimistic of you, Winter. You're like, maybe the patch will help them. By the way, the biggest change, Sam H can't play that. So.
I mean, he doesn't play that hero, but I don't know if he can play the hero. I mean, because most pro players, as everyone knows, they just practice the heroes that they're going to play in their teams, mostly in pubs.
This King Gaming team, Blitz, isn't quite the same King Gaming team that we saw earlier on in the season. It's the second iteration of it, effectively. But they've got some old hands in here, some experience in that team.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, what they played their first LAN, I think, this year, it was at WESG, right? Where I think they dropped out to Pain.
I didn't watch that.
Okay, I think they lost a Pain there with their full squad, and it feels weird because when I talked to some players about Keen, I was like, what do you guys think about their skill? Because they didn't look so hot there, but they were just like, they're talented. They're one of the better teams in China, but you never know how things are going to go when you play internationally, especially with these Chinese teams that, and even if you have some veterans, it doesn't matter too much if you're not playing actively on LAN, right? And I think we've only seen them twice so far this year. So
yeah, just the ones on the DPC before, which is, I think, Hamburg, I think.
Yeah, and they got
very almost at the beginning of the DPC. I mean, it was like October last year.
Very different lineup.
Yeah, very
too,
different lineup,
right?
yeah.
They lost one of their best players, I think, in GGG. I felt like he had to create a lot of space. Like he very much was sacrificed a lot of times. They were doing a lot of 2-on-2s. Being able to set up, I think, what was his name? Dark.
Yep.
The offlaner.
Radiant team pick.
Yep.
I think TNC.
But they have old chicken now.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm not sure if that's good.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's definitely, you got, in the battle of the olds, you got old 11 and old
But he's
chicken.
not old 11 now. He's defaulted back to normal 11.
Well, whatever it is,
Why
he's
are
still
Flaming
the better
Chicken?
player by far.
Why are Flaming Chicken, guys?
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
You know what they say? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's what Toby told me anyway.
Poor Toby.
6 bans on the board in game number 2. And nothing particularly surprising about those bans either. So
Void's surprising, though.
what a keen pick.
Void's in the first ban phase.
Avoid, yeah, I guess, but
Did he get... No, I don't think he got changed.
not from memory, no.
No.
Not from memory. It is, however, one of Dark's best heroes.
So it's like a...
So I think it's probably a person ban rather than a hero ban. But of all the players we've got here, he's the only one where it features in his top 2 most played over the last few months.
Yeah, they always got really greedy with their offlane. I remember that.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea to play that way now? I don't really like being too greedy with your offlane. I feel like the offlane now is like more about being more utility,
Unless you're
helping a
like,
team.
unless you're willing to make those kind of lane changes like EG
Oh,
does.
The 2 buffed heroes.
Here we go then. This is
Maybe
what we
you
said
are right,
earlier.
Winter. Maybe they don't play Pango, but the patch benefits them.
This is what we said earlier. Winter and I were discussing this off air, I think. We said, Lesh Slaughter, great start. And here it is,
10 seconds.
as an opener for TNC.
Are we back to Lash, Lina mids?
5 seconds
I
remaining.
mean, those 2 heroes got a lot of buffs. So the buffs that he got better move speed now, and his Lightning Storm has a better scaling or more damage.
Yeah, more damage on the early levels especially.
Okay, much more meta.
Don't you like Earth Spirit against Leshrac? Am I crazy there?
Why is that?
My mid laner? I mean, nice disable. Roll in, put pressure on him.
I mean, if you want to kill him, plus maybe if you want to kill him. But ET is like great with Gyro. Gyro has a lot of magic damage.
I don't think
5
Earth
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
is the same hero anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you why. Like, because Tusk, I think, is just, it feels a lot
Wait,
better.
there used to be a time why do you pick Tusk when there's Earth Spirit?
Yeah.
Now why do you pick Earth Spirit?
Do you guys know, as a mid laner, like, if you guys play mid, you'll feel the change. It's because of the tower change. Like, the way that the high ground interaction works. Because in the past, you would roll in, and you had a lot of room to work with. Like, you could chase that mid laner down, and you get, like, 6 Orb of Venom hits. But nowadays, when you roll in, you're pretty much at their tower already.
No, in the shard as well, they change it so that you can block the whole ramp
Yeah.
off with
Yeah,
it.
that
So,
I think makes.
Like, if you're trying to get kills or harass, you would much rather have Tusk than you would have Earth Spirit at this point. Like, Earth Spirit provides you better team fight, and in that regard, he's a bit better. But when it comes to like the pure mid harassment, like I don't really care about Earth Spirit anymore because he just dies half the time.
10 seconds remaining.
Entirely sure. What's that PA ban?
PA ban,
TNC picked it yesterday.
5
but that was
seconds
against like
remaining.
Arc Warden. Like
Yeah.
it was a very specific like matchup thing.
They changed that hero though. They made it so that
You can
Daggers
dagger.
go
yeah,
through.
through BKB.
Hmm.
I
You
think
don't
that
slow,
helps
though.
because the PA was just.
But if you have Basher, it procs, right? So it's still like a relevant buff for the
Yeah,
hero.
yeah. Badunk. Plus like Deso hits and stuff.
Mm.
Only reason I brought up the Earth Spirit is because it's a Keen Gaming hero as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. That hero feels really different now than it
Weak.
used to. Yeah, it's like before in the past, like I said, the mid change is a really big one. It feels like teams are getting better at fighting around it. Oh, there's been like 8 nerfs in a row because that hero just was always good.
Come on, he was
Way
the
too
Dark Willow
relevant.
before. Like
Yeah.
he does so much stun, AoE
Radiant's
damage,
team
silence, slow.
Thinking about old Earth Spirit just makes me furious.
Oh,
I just
you mean the
Well,
one
you
where
mean
the
the
pull,
really-
the pull is
Yeah.
the stun?
Like I actually get so mad thinking about that.
Saving mechanism.
My Spirit still is garbage, and yet that hero was like just the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I couldn't even believe that Earth Spirit was a hero in Dota for a while.
Hmm. I think maybe their bans are just more like towards the Slada, because Slada is like gonna amplify physical damage. That's why they
10
ban the PA.
seconds remaining.
And then they ban the Life Stealer. Those are the very common Slada
5
partners.
seconds remaining.
Do we think this Leshrac
Radiant's
a
team
core?
pick.
It's
Maybe.
more likely to be a core than it is
I
the
mean,
5 position.
Carl will tell you it's better as a support, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually not sure though. Definitely possible to be run as a support. Since they buffed the Lightning Storm so much, you just like stand from the backlines and you
Mhm.
keep
10
casting that.
seconds remaining.
This is an interesting TB pick. They just third pick TB,
5
and
seconds
it's not even
remaining.
like ET is.
I mean, ET doesn't. I mean, you think about
They've
it
got
like.
good answers, right?
I mean, ET doesn't really counter TB that much. Because how often are you going to be next to him to
Yeah.
remove all your armor? It's more like, okay, yeah, he's going to amplify the magic damage that's going to kill you. But people pick ET in the past is because of how they interact. TB has high agility, so you remove everything from with your aura.
But compared to the other 4 positions, I mean, there's not too many that are going to be really better than Elder Titan, right? Sand King's obviously one of them.
And Gyro is not excellent at. Like Gyro is deceptive because you think he's really good against the Agi heroes, but he curves off like
TNC's
crazy.
turn to pick.
Yeah. He's only
Oh.
going to be initially strong
New
versus
IO.
Terrorblade.
So
Okay.
Elder Titan is a fast hero
Yeah.
with the spirit, so you tether. I know, it'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to some of the faster ones.
10 seconds.
Yo, does Armel
remaining.
play
Pairing
TA?
with him.
TA, yeah, he does.
5 seconds remaining.
TA got a buff.
What's the buff?
They gave her 5 more move speed.
Oh,
It's not bad.
That's it.
Like no,
Nothing
it
else.
sounds like a joke, but she runs at 310 now. That's nice for mid laners. It's like you get a boots advantage essentially.
The
But she-
track's now at 330, by the way.
Lacoste just did this to me. It's like my mind's blown. Don't underestimate that.
Do Lacoste.
I heard your commentary about how to beat
Radiant's
Tiny.
team pick.
You don't get any saying this.
wait. Oh, it might actually be a core Slada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam
could be.
H used to play the hero.
I like this Nyx Assassin choice, though. So good versus all of these heroes. Able to hunt
Yeah,
down
all,
the
all
Wisp.
three all 3 of them have a hard time against the Carapace.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a pretty nice tight pick actually.
Yeah, it is.
There's a hard time dying in this game.
Against a Terrorblade, especially.
Mm-hmm. You just walk in.
Damage gone.
I mean, it is true. And if you look at what
10
TNC has, they have a lot of like
remaining.
single target focus heroes. They are lacking in team fight. And with the
5
Tide is the
seconds
king of the
remaining.
team fight right now.
They have fast heroes though. I think the way that they play this, if you're TNC, just with your lineup, is to play really fast around the map. Just get quick pickoffs, try to create space for TB. Never get into 5-on-5s.
Until you have BKB.
Yeah, you have to wait to get into 5-on-5 fights for a bit.
So we're back to this being a Leshrac support.
Not
Has
sure,
seen
though.
now,
Core
doesn't
for
it?
last pick.
Not sure though.
I think it'll be adjusted based on
what they need,
10
right?
Yeah.
seconds remaining.
Do you like if Slara is a core, Leshrac is a core, TB? Do you think that 3 core
5
would be
seconds
Wait,
would be
what
nice?
if they run Lesh, Slider, both support?
Mm,
That would be the concept with Nyx Assassin
Yeah.
yeah.
offlane.
Which means
Don't
they're
know.
still looking for
I'm really
core.
unsure with all these changes, like what's good and what's not.
Radiant team pick.
They think it's the
They're still
support.
tiny. They could-
Disruptor would have been a good support
Yeah.
for them to have.
You can still take tiny on Keen.
Yeah, so they still think it's a support.
yeah,
they're
tiny
looking for not another
to
core.
pressure Terrorblade some more. If this is going to be a core Leshrac, blow up that hero really quickly. Good call.
Mm.
Okay, so you take tiny, and if you're TNC, I still think you take that
Oh.
5 Moose BTA.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding.
Because TA with Slarda, just
Yeah, it's
insta-give
nice. You'll
it-
go Roshan like at 10 minutes,
10
and then you can
seconds
take a fight.
remaining.
I was only half kidding.
Early on, what about this like
how about,
avalanche?
I mean,
and
how
Rock
about
Barrage?
SF? I kind of maybe prefer SF
I would
more.
take like
I-
Storm or TA.
SF, you buy BKB, then you have better team fight with their lineup.
Timber.
Choose your
Everyone's
hero.
Okay,
wrong.
four strength heroes. But Timbersaw
Yeah.
has been like a really weak hero for some time, and the buffs that he got today was what? Mana cost?
His Chakram.
Chakra mana cost, lower mana cost.
He
So
does
yeah,
more
look-
damage.
So it is Slider,
Mm.
Leshrac, combo,
Even though
healers.
even though there's like 4 strength heroes, I don't feel good about the Timber
It's
there's
because it's going to take a while.
there's a
for
lot of
him to be able
stuns
to get- yeah.
to kill him. Even though there's like 4 strength heroes now.
Mm.
Not a fan.
Okay, well, it's a new world. Winter, it's 7.12,
I mean,
and you've just got to
yeah, but the-
throw some stuff at the wall and see what sticks, right?
The basics and the fundamental things of the game, I think, doesn't really change too much with all those page-long changes with the heroes.
Yeah.
I think the way you play the game is still the same.
Okay.
Don't think Timber's a good hero now.
All right, let's start with Blitz for predictions.
I choose TNC.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. If we both go TNC here, he'll last minute change. I'm just saying.
I chose TNC. I know you guys
No,
aren't, so
I am
call
not
it.
going to choose TNC.
I know. I'm
I
aware.
will go TNC.
All right.
You'll go TNC?
Yeah.
So Blitz and Cap have both gone TNC,
do you think about
let her
that?
die.
and
I'm not going to go for TNC.
okay.
Sorry.
I actually, now that I look at it a little bit longer, I feel like Keen has the better lineup. So if you
See, I
guys
told
can
you
just
this one was going to happen. I told
So,
you
right,
that was
okay,
gonna
okay.
happen.
I'm done. I'm done now. Just shut up, Will. Okay, time to move on. Our commentators are ready and they can save us from this craziness on this panel. Let's head over to Dakota and, of course, Lacoste alongside.
Thank you, Paul. Here and excited for heat number 2 of today's Group A action. We have King Gaming versus TNC. Things are crazy at the panel, but I hope things get crazy in this game. Big ultis, ravages. We have the new Wisp in play. We have the new Speedy Slardar in play. What are you most excited to watch in this game
I want to
when
see.
you're thinking about the new patch?
Well, I'm surprised that we didn't see Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon is the best hero, I think. Not in this patch, but he received most of the buffs from all the heroes besides Io. Though Io,
So if anyone didn't notice, what is it about Shadow Demon that was changed?
I mean, the duration is 7 seconds, and it constantly dispels.
Yeah.
Like you're being dispelled for 7 seconds. It's just mind blowing.
It's definitely something that's overlooked right now, but may not be overlooked for the remainder of this tournament. Let's not overlook this early action as it breaks out. A dance is underway as TNC invade and add extra pressure. Yuna heading up north now, away from his home. They're going to lightning storm him a bit. Is he going to do a full loop-de-doop? Is this man, he's just trying to go for the great escape, but he's caught between 3 here, and it's going to be a long, slow, and very, very painful first blood. This one awarded to Cuckoo on the GOAT.
That they only used 4 stuns and 7 lightnings to take him down.
Yeah.
So on one side you have 1, 2, 3 heroes that were nerfed, and on the other side you have 1, 2, 3 heroes that were buffed. I mean, Wisp receives buffs, so 3 nerfs, one buff against 3 buffs.
I can't help but want to like peep at this Wisp a bit. It's like, once you tether, do you just keep the tether going the whole time? Like, just no reason to
I
let
just
it go,
wanna,
you know?
I just want to see because I didn't have time to test
Yeah.
it.
I also want to see if he ever gets
if he
boots.
breaks. No, but he doesn't need the boots at all.
I know he doesn't need it, but I'm curious if he'll even go for it or not.
So
See how privy he is.
from what I see, Tidehunter just broke the tether, and it's still available again.
Oh, did it not have a cooldown at all?
No,
'Cause that'd been a-
maybe
that
the
was-
cooldown is, since cooldown is 12 seconds. If you use it, let's say, and last only for 6 seconds, it should be a 6-second cooldown.
Yeah, that was the thing. There was a little confusion as we were talking about at breakfast as far as the cooldown. Does it auto reset if the tether had been active already for a certain amount of time?
I mean, it should have some kind of a cooldown because it would be pretty broken if you just keep tethering everyone.
Of course. What to see here. Heavy trades here on the bottom. MS dishing out the flak cannon right now. Yuna in a bit of trouble yet again. He will be able to get some space from himself and start chewing through some spinach to heal up a bit. Pops the south.
I was kind of sad when Cuckoo stopped playing mid because he was always a face of TNC, the mid player. Especially was a big fan of his OD.
Well, they kind of swap it around a bit because wasn't the last time we casted TNC, it was Armel. Did he play? He played Puck, but was it in the mid lane or was it in the
No, it was
off lane?
in the off lane, but
Yeah.
I guess because Armel is a Puck player.
Yeah. But we're seeing that more often with a lot of these teams. You know, the character dependent. They'll do the swap around top lane. Our Wisp friend may be in a little bit of trouble, but then he says, "See you later, nerds." Drops all the way over to Dark, and he'll be fine. Pops up the heal. Tim's though. Tim's is like, "Nah, I'm good." Walks right through and goes out the other end.
So yeah, let's get back to Cuckoo. He plays position 5 supports, pretty unorthodox ones. I saw him playing Marana for Starletter finals. I mean, just the qualifiers. He just destroyed that game with Marana.
Ouch.
Also, yesterday he played Nature's Prophet, had Urn, Medallion,
Oh, I love
Drums,
that.
Power Threads, and Hex 30 minutes in as position 4 Prophet.
So how you already knew how you're supposed to play that kind of 5th position Prophet. How do you want to play a 5th position Lesh?
I mean, the hero received a couple of buffs. The move speed, look at him. With the Boots of Speed, 380.
So fast. Got 4 legs. I mean, he should have a little bit of sprint to him.
So I suppose he's gonna go for Lightning Storm max build because that's his best spell.
Yeah.
He doesn't have mana to cast all the spells. Like level 6 Pulse Nova, just by getting level 1, it's extremely strong, but you don't have mana to cast all of it. Also, you get...
Whoop, Tim's. Need some right clicks here. Casual Riptide, but he will be able to walk away. Sorry about that. But Spirit Balls.
Yep.
And they will separate.
Edict is such a strong spell. You need to get at least one or 2 points. So with this Invis, I'm not sure if they can get a kill on mid. Probably not. Timbersaw is only level 4, so they should just try to look on a bottom lane. Maybe get Elder Titan. He has no region whatsoever. With the double stun, they should be able to maybe take him down, even though he has a Stout Shield.
Bottom lane. Also, a bit of a trade, a bit of a tussle. Nice 2-man stun connection here. There goes the Lightning Storm. He is able to get the wand off. Is it going to be good enough to survive? And it looks like it will. MS creates a bit of space, and he'll find safety under his own tower.
Yeah, Sam H was keeping that mana burn to surprise them, so he can't use the magic wand. Usually you would expect him to have a carapace.
Look at this. Tim's rounds the corner. They're looking to flank him right under their own tower. Good connection with the stun, and this time they'll get the finish they're looking for. MS is going to get dropped. Stomps there. Yuna could be next. Tim's looks to cut him off. Already pops the south so they can heal on up, and it looks like it will be a 2-per special for TNC in the bottom lane. They pull ahead in this one 3-0. Very clean start.
Yeah, Slaughter seems so strong right now. I mean, when you think of how to balance a hero, I was balancing Dota a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, so it's really hard, but with just taking that damage percentage amp that you get from Guardian Sprint, the hero feels so strong at the moment. But I might be wrong though. Need more time.
It just sounds so appealing, the fact that you can get that nice sweet sprint without having to suffer the extra bit of bonus damage here. Armel suffering his own bit of bonus damage. Hit with the stomp. Bit of a toss back. Looks like he'll be fine. Shrugging off a bit of the trouble there. Bottle now obviously in hand here for our little Wisp friend. I imagine Urn's Spirit Vessel, is that on the horizon for your Wisp? I mean, Urn had always been kind of a classic pickup for him, and Spirit Vessel might be pretty good this game when you're going against the likes of a Timbersaw, let's say.
So I wonder who's gonna be the position 5 this game. They have Elder Titan, who also
That's
needs a couple of items, but I think they're gonna prioritize Wisp. Probably gonna share. We see more of a switches where position 4 actually becomes position 5.
Yeah. Might just be kind of a handoff thing depending on who has the more successful early game. The weaker being able to take up the tome.
But we didn't talk about Raven. He didn't have the best time on top against Tidehunter and Io.
Yeah.
Pretty hard lane. So he's sitting on 20 CS. Still decent though. Terrorblade always manages to get his farm.
Cuckoo's here, moves in, Lightning Storm, not able to get the catch. Good sidestep there from MS to avoid that stun. They see Yuna and they'll make him pay a little bit. Oh, are they gonna commit Art in for it? They will. The reflection.
Reflection
And,
slow plus lightning.
It's just so big, the Metamorph already being popped, the damage is there. Yuna goes down.
Look at Cuckoo. Level 4, mana boots, 7 minutes in.
He's about to get a rocket
Plus
up
a
the
magic
butt.
wand.
Boom! There's a rocket, there's the toss back. Hi-yo! Bit of an alley-oop play. Rocket barrage. MS gets some revenge.
So Slar's collecting XP on the bottom. Sam H, pretty classic Nyx Assassin.
I mean, wasn't he the original like 360 no-scope stunner? I think it was Sam H who actually did that.
I'm not sure.
I seem to remember he's a pretty damn good Nyx Assassin player, so it'll be exciting to see how things pan out for him. Armel crossing country here. Spots out Yuna. He is level 6. Hits him with a 1-2. Stomp comes out, not able to avoid that one. We have old chicken nearby, but
They can't touch
Yeah.
him. I mean, it's a Tiny who went for 3 grab.
oh, does toss him back under the tower, but Yuna's like, dude, why would
You
you
just
do that?
killed me.
Why, bro? Why would you do that? Oh, poor Yuna.
Well,
the old chicken.
I just said how they can't kill him, but he can kill them. That's the problem. Like, he has Hood of Defiance plus Tiny went for like a farming
Cuckoo in
build.
trouble here. Has to dish out a lightning storm. Turns around. The stun will find connection, but Tidehunter still running on forward. The spirit balls finding their target.
Shrine, pop it.
They do pop it. Oh, here it comes. They still want to go for it here. 2-man stun from Tims. He puts his focus. Oh! Hard hit from the Vendetta coming out from Sam H, and he will get the finish onto the Wisp. And now it's Dart trying to just waddle his way out from this one, but it looks like it's going to be too tough. Tries to sidestep, decides to turn onto Cuckoo, looking to find another exit out. Old Chicken says, lay off my friend! Throws the tree. Dark will be able to make it away. Very awkward situation there for Keen.
Yeah, that was a double damage Tiny 3 grab toss. I mean, Lashrak doesn't have that much armor. Oh, he actually has 5 armor. That's not too bad. Why did I think that Lash doesn't have armor? It feels so squishy because I guess his strength is really low.
660 life, yeah.
With magic wand.
Well, Tim's right behind him. We'll decide to depart for right now, but it does seem like MS is going to continue to farm up this lane as it stands.
This feels like a free Timbersaw game. He's already on top of CS.
Ooh, Sam H moving in. Stun finds its mark. Follow up defensive stomp though. Will be fine. Sam goes in for the Vendetta. They see him there now, hitting with the Spirit. Does he want to go for the Wisp? He gets level 7. He has
can't
8
kill him.
charges on the wand. He won't. He can't, but he can't help himself. Oh.
He just wants to steal the rune.
Can he get it? He's going to hit him. It's like, come on, I'm in Vendetta. Oh, all right, maybe not now. Tethers away, and Wisp will be able to bottle up that bounty rune.
So they have Tidehunter and Tiny plus Elder Titan. This Timbersaw is going to go ham this game. Already has a Hood and the Soul Ring, so he's tanky enough to survive pretty much all the combos that they can throw
out
at
from
him.
MS. Deep covert mission coming out here from TNC. Tim's now could be the one in a bit of trouble. A rocket is en route, and it looks like it will be the end of him. The rocket barrage follow-up, they get it done, but look at this. Raven runs in, gets the fraction kill, pops out the Metamorph, scores a double. Ravage now going to get forced. Can King Gaming get the fire back? They certainly can. Now Old Chicken on a killing spree. You take one of ours, we'll take some of yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good trade for Keen Gaming. They traded gyro for Thoroughblade. They even lost one more, but
But he had a
yeah, but
bounty on him too.
yeah, but Tiny is getting a lot of farm. So this timing on his Shadow Blade is gonna be insane. Tiny's gonna need to make a lot of space for Gyro to come back into the game.
These big power hitters, Tiny and Timbersaw, are going to both come into relevance really fast. Okay, Sam H here, floating around the mid lane along with Cuckoo. They're looking to make an ambush, preferably onto Old Chicken if possible, waiting out the perfect window of opportunity, but it looks like it might come. Old Chicken walks that direction. But
They're gonna go now.
yeah, they found the Wisp, and it looks like they'll just settle for that. Good stun. No Vendetta Strike, though. Oh, long tether away to the creeps. Good heads-up play there from the Wisp. Makes it out. But now it's Sam H who's on the chase here. Rocket to fly. Armel is able to secure that kill onto the Wisp. Gets it done. And now they're very deep. Yuna and company run out the other direction. They don't like this. TNC. I know Blitz was saying, based on their draft, they have a lineup that really needs to be fast. Seem to be meeting that quota pretty well. 10 kills already. And they're going to be able to get this Timbersaw
Well,
kinda online
maybe
that
he
much
meant
faster.
that they need to move fast. With the sprint,
Yeah.
Lash got the move speed buff as well.
Yeah, literally and figuratively. It both seems to work out pretty well.
Well, if
yeah,
you
sure.
move faster, you can kill faster.
That is,
period.
yeah, that's how math works. Oh, top lane, stun onto the gyrocopter. He is gone. Dark does move in. No Ravage though. Sunder was used, but it does look like he has help with the pipe. I mean, I don't know. They're going to really try to muscle this man down. It's going to take a lot. Here comes Yuna looking for the
Oppa!
stop, but Armel comes in with the people's elbow and just drops him apart. Killing spree for this man.
Wow, they just disappeared.
Old Chicken, though, he's got the Shadow Blade. Moving in. No, he's gone.
Look at the
regen,
amount.
Regen right there. Yummy.
Yeah, look at the amount of farm on Cuckoo. He has what?
1,300 gold on top of already acquiring the Arcane Boots. What do you go for with this much? Looks like he's going to really go for a Bloodstone.
Bloodstone
Is he a
position
support or not?
5. Like, he's so greedy. He was greedy when he played that bottom, when he played that Lashrak I was talking about.
Yeah.
But it
I love
paid
it.
off. If you can go for it, why not? Like, Slaughter also has a lot of farm involved in 6 kills.
I mean,
he's getting close to Blink.
It's pretty much just him and the Terrorblade for really being the siege engines, taking down towers. They might have to rely on a late game Lesh eventually. I know he has nothing invested in the Edict at the moment, but I don't know. Not too much tower hitting potential at the moment. Mid lane, seeing a bit of flirting here. Armel comes in to dance around a bit. MS nearby, trying to farm some camps, but will get spotted. Feels like nowhere at the moment. It's really safe for Keen as they lose their Wisp. Armel grabs that one up almost effortlessly.
Yeah, Tiny already has his Shadow Blade for 2 or 3 minutes. He should be the one hunting, and they need to play around the Ravage as well. They can take these fights, but they need to use the ultis properly. That's it.
Tidehunter coming into the mid lane, already loses a big chunk of his life. They pop the pipe, they turn around, he does have the Ravage, but Sam H slows him in his spot, and they quickly make the retreat. Keen make the heavy rotation to this mid lane, but it looks like it's just to fend off TNC from pursuing the tower. No fight will be had.
Tiny needs to cut in the backlines, kill this Slash. He's doing so much in this fight, just slowing them down. He's using Lightning Storm 5-6 times.
Yeah, lots of credit to TNC's support staff not really getting kind of caught in the crosshairs of this Tiny, who could pretty much one-shot a lot of them if he wanted to, but by the time he's able to get his armor or his hands on some of these supports, we might see this Lesh with a couple of boosters of life, and he's suddenly not going to be so easy to take down.
Yeah, with the Blink Dagger, they can easily set up the ganks from pretty much nowhere. They have
here we
Nyx
go.
Assassin Invis.
I spoke too soon. Looks like he finally was able to get a grab onto that Cuckoo.
Yeah, Timbersaw with the Timber Chain can just easily connect to a 3, and then you have Slaughter who sprints in with the Blink Dagger. They have no save whatsoever, so a lot of gap closers. They can get close to Wisp easily, and then Timbersaw just shreds them apart.
Looks like he had some pressure through the mid lane, but then will take his business all the way up north and help fend off that pressure. But man, it really feels like TNC are controlling the majority of this map. They get some good Deep aggressive vision down. And they have just been residing on Keen's jungle front. Leaving Keen's supports to not have too many options out there to be able to kind of build farm for themselves.
Now you can see the net worth. The Gyro didn't have a great time, but also there was a huge nerf for Gyro. Those 10 seconds extra on Flag Canyon, that's just way too much. The cooldown is 40 seconds. I remember when it was 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, here we go. Jump on the bottom lane. An ambush play looking to go for Old Chicken. Dishes out his combo, but obviously to little effect. Good gank movement coming in from TNC. And now the Metamorph is out. Tier 2 is going to be under pressure. Looks like Keen are just going to try to split the difference here. They have MS doing work in that top lane, but while this is happening, even Armel's able to kind of pressure down the mid lane. TNC, this is like the pacing we had seen from them when we saw them play yesterday. It was just so hit and so fast. I think Newbie had really no answer for him whatsoever. Now it's Dark who could be in a bit of trouble. He still sits on that Ravage, and this might be the best chance. Beautiful setup between two with the Ravage. Nicely done from Keen. They're looking to move on in and get the takedown of Raven as well. Raven is able to kind of pick off one. He gets the Sunder off, but then quickly gets shredded apart. But Armel is the man of the moment right now. Moving in, able to get some good work in. Slices through another, making it a triple kill.
Yeah, good combo from Keen Gaming, but this is Timbersaw. They don't have the answer for him. That's the problem. When they already picked the heroes, it felt like a completely free Timbersaw game, and he's already showing it why. The problem is that they have a lot of burst, they have a lot of magical damage, plus physical damage with the meta combined with the corrosive haze. Now the tier 2 tower is down. This opens up a Roche as well. This Gyro just feels so underwhelming this game.
Yeah. He's got quite the road ahead of him, and he's even first building into the defensive BKB option. That with drums, it feels like his damage potential is not the best.
I mean, he has a damage talent, so that's where his damage comes from, plus phase boots, all these small items.
And it's little. Uh-oh. Looks like we got a tussle in the river nearby. Tiny trying to make it away with the Shadow Blade, but they, of course, have the Corrosive Haze and even a Dust. Ooh, that's a pretty good call down right there. Lots of damage, though, being mitigated. Armel looks to swing back to action yet again. MS in a bit of trouble here, eating a lot of the shotgun damage. Armel jumps right through and slashes him down. He is very low, though. It could hand over a bit of a bounty, but it seems to be no trouble at all. This man is killing everything. Slicing it all apart like a deli man.
I expected him to die there, but he managed to get a triple kill. He's so tanky.
4 gone, just like that. And hard for Keen Gaming to kind of take these big team fights if they're not really sporting that wombo combo we saw in the bottom lane. And we know that Ravage has been on cooldown for quite a bit. This is looking rough for Keen, man. 8 to 22, a net worth of 6K, and I imagine rising.
So me, Blitz, and Winter had a discussion. He just pauses and says, go. All right.
That's what you do.
About the talent tree on Timbersaw, level 15, plus 100 damage or reactive armor stacks. Like, you don't see the damage picked up often, but once you disassemble the mana boots, then you get a power threads, and you hit like a truck.
That pretty much resolves his whole issue with hitting towers and stuff. Now he can actually be a bit of a siege engine, smacking at these towers with
200 damage.
Yeah, that's actually pretty damn good.
He has the same amount of damage as Tiny, which is pretty insane.
Let's just get that man an Echo Saber and really have some fun, right? Here we go, mid lane, Sam H and Vendetta. The only target in front of him is the Tidehunter, though. Probably not the best, but he seems to be the scout because the rest of TNC are on the move. A tasty Haste Rune is there. If they had a ward, they may have spotted it, suddenly disappear. Look who's creeping in from behind, though. It's Dark. They do spot him. Stun's there from Sam H. They turn the course, look to go for him. Nice jumping from Tim's. Will find connection with the stun. They try to wiggle out the other side. Old Chicken's there in the Shadow Blade. Does the combo onto Armel. They get him with the Ravage as well. Does manage to barely get the Yules off, but will this man somehow make it away? No. They finally get him down, and that godlike streak now belongs to Dark. The rest of TNC backpedal a little bit, and it looks like they'll just make their escape. That's a good chunk of money going the way of the Tidehunter. He suddenly is boosted up. He's got 1,600 gold in his pocket.
Yeah, they can blow him up like this when Tiny uses the combo before he gets any reactive armor stacks plus natural order. It's only level 1, but they had to commit Ravage just to keep him in place. They can take a fight still now.
Oh, jump in, stun, Metamorph is out. Raven starts peppering away at the Tidehunter a bit. And for now, at least, they're going to fend off, push towards the tier 1. Once Keen say that the Metamorph is there, they look to just head the other direction. But attention could be on the Roche. You see Keen frantically pinging at that Roche pit.
Yeah, that's level 2 Corrosive Haze plus a Medallion on Slaughter.
They have some decent Roche like scouting here with the Spirit form, of course, but without having Ravage, it does make you kind of second-guess commitments on taking fights. TNC pop a new smoke, and if they can kind of clear out some Keen members from the neighborhood, they should be able to move in and get the Roche easily. And look who they found. It's the Chicken Man himself, Old Chicken. Slashed apart. Armel has returned for revenge. Raven will get that last hit, and they quickly step the other direction, go right back inside to battle it out potentially with the Roche Man. While that's happening, though, Sam H is duking it out with the Tidehunter here. This is going to be a slow Roche takedown right now.
He's just buying time. Do they have a dust? Yes,
Ooh,
they do.
They get Sam H down. The call down's going to be there. Armel, though, gets the pop with a little wisp. Cuckoo eating that call down damage, tries to slowly run away, but Dark has his number and starts smacking him on the back inside, and he turns around to go for the stun. Nice force dodge of that stun. Will earn Dark the double kill here, but still a 2-for-2 trade from both sides. The Roche will be ignored for now, so I guess in that regard, it is a bit beneficial for King Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they can still take a fight even if meta is down. With just 4 heroes fighting correctly, meanwhile Terrorblade is farming, they can take the fight, especially when Ravage is down. So this Tidehunter is becoming super tanky. 25 movement speed as well, plus a phase boots. He moves really fast. Solar Crest against all the damage from Terrorblade and Slaughter as well. Does Io have boots? No. Nope.
No, you said no.
No, I said no, I just had to check.
Okay. He's on it. He's, I don't know. I mean, do you go for the Spirit Vessel?
Spirit Vessel is one of the best items against Timbersaw.
Yeah.
But he needs a lot of farm to get it.
We'll see if he gets to that mark here. TNC begin to congregate right through that mid lane. There is a sentry ward down. I'm not sure if Old Chicken happened to get a glimpse of Sam as he crossed. But they could end up turning back and around here. Keen also coming into the area. Still lots of attention towards that Roche. TNC descend to the high ground, a bit off the mark for that one sentry ward. They will grab the other closer to the pit.
Now with the extra cooldown on Flak Cannon, you can't use it to farm and expect it to have in a team fight. That's the big problem. So you're not farming that fast because you're afraid that you're not going to have it in a team fight.
Yeah, 30 seconds feels so much safer to have between every fight, but okay, Tims gets caught out. Easily taken apart. Good opening there for King Gaming and recognizing the little lone Slardar. Will pocket that bit of gold, and it looks like they'll turn it into a nice little +1, taking down this tier 1 tower. Fortify will be used to slow their roll a little bit, but King Gaming on the up and up a bit.
Raven will need a BKB in the next fight.
Well, he has one queued up. Still needs about 1,300 gold, though, to be able to get the finish of it. Oh, even more. There's no components of the BKB yet. More farm time may be necessary at the moment here for TNC, but they are able to kind of add space and split up the mat as they have Cuckoo and Sam H doing plenty of pressure here on the bottom. The map control still feels pretty good for TNC.
I don't know what to feel about this Bloodstone on Lash. Okay, Lash is mana dependent. It's cool to have it. I mean, they already have one Bloodstone.
Was it, do you feel like maybe too much confidence early on? Oh, you might have to
Yeah, I
hold
mean,
that
you have a brown boots.
Whoop, blinking right up and over Old Chicken. They get the stun onto Yuna, but Old Chicken does get off a good stun combo. Cuckoo is going to get dropped first. Nice. Commitment comes out. The ulti from Elder Titan just splits right down the middle. And here comes the Ravage. Dark looking to go to work right now. They spot out Raven, and they're looking to take it right to him. He has no Sunder left. So he just tries to backpedal a bit, and he knows he has nowhere to run. This fight looking like it's going to be belonging to King Gaming here. Armel, though, does come swinging into action. Both him and Tims try to see if they can at least get some little weak targets here, and they do. A nice takedown of the Wisp. Wisp says, all right, fine. I'm going to buy back and get right back into the action. cross-country jump there from Armel will avoid the bit of trouble. They're trying their best to be able to kind of waste the buyback, it looks like. They're a little wisp.
Yeah, the way this fight starts, most of the time Nyx Assassin is dead without being able to use any spells, and this is why I mentioned that Bloodstone on Lash doesn't seem that good. I mean, he still gets blown up
Old Chicken
by a
just
tiny.
slashed apart, confidently pushing through that lane. But you are right. It seemed like, though, they were kind of heading into a pretty bad position, up into the high ground, not really recognizing that so many Keen members were going to be there and ready. In fact, they even jumped over Old Chicken, and Old Chicken was there to kind of hold that choke point.
Yeah, I mean,
very awkward.
Yeah, you invest 5,000 gold in an item that doesn't give you any stats at all. I mean, it gives you HP, mana regen. Yes, it's cool, but it doesn't provide anything for a team. I mean, you die and then you heal them up, but
is there something else you would have liked to have seen maybe in its spot? You know, Force Staff, Yules, maybe something a bit more utility, Lotus Orb, I don't know.
I mean, he could have gotten, with all those items, disassemble mana boots for that gold and get Eon Disc so he can't get blown up by a tiny, and it's really good against the Ravage as well, and then get one more utility item like a Ghost Scepter or a Force Staff.
Well, it looks like TNC are going to try to give Roche another college try here. Corrosive Haze and that boasted damage of Armel as he tries to right-click it down.
Also, if you just go for, let's say, a Spirit Vessel, which also gives you tankiness, then you pop it on a Wisp so he can't heal, so he doesn't heal the second target as well. But now they have double Bloodstone, so they can Suicide and heal up the Terrorblade.
Twice, yeah. Yeah, it does, you can't help but feel like it was a little bit of heavy confidence here from TNC in the early part of this game with that serious early influx of gold.
What does it still say when you click Alt on a Bloodstone? Only the first Bloodstone will gain charges.
I don't know, it's a question for the frog.
So, Ice Frog, why does it...
He'll answer you tomorrow via Gmail, for sure. Armel, happy to take down a couple of stacks from the opponent's side right here. Looks like he's got his own Shivas kind of on cue. Attention back towards the Roche here. King Gaming. Hang out, plant some wards. Get some vision here. TNC, though, have obviously kind of slowed their roll quite a bit. The aggression has been pumped down. But here they go back on the prowl. Sam H leading out the charge here in Vendetta. Scoping out this mid lane. They see Dark, but know that he's too big and beefy of a target to be able to jump.
Yep, Tidehunter is so farmed. The only way pretty much to kill him, they need to ignore him in fights. Play around him, try to dodge the Ravage, and at the end of the fight probably just use a Sunder on him.
Bottom lane, Old Chicken up in arms with some TNC members, but he's out on his own, and as Armel comes down to help out, he will get the job done. Now it could be time for Keen Gaming to pull off here. There is a buyback for the Tiny if they want to get really excited, but doesn't look like TNC are going to press their luck too much further here.
So Spirit Vessel completed on Io. He only has one charge though, so he, with Yule Scepter he can easily dispel it.
Tier 2 down. See if TNC pull off. Could go back and give that Roche another try if possible. Looks like that may be the plan. There they go, right inside. Get that man hit with a Corrosive Haze. There we go. And they're beginning to work, but I imagine Keen Gaming got to be privy to this, so they may even head that direction. Oh, quick dust. Spotted from the nearby sentry, it would seem. Sam H possibly in trouble, but Armel jumps in. Ravage will be the counterplay here. Yuna in a bit of trouble, able to get the stomp off before he goes down, which helps him taking down Cuckoo. But Cuckoo does manage to get the deny off with the benefit of that Bloodstone. And now the attention is going to be on the Dark. Armel slicing and dicing his way through the big old watermelon. Will be able to chop him up into a cute little fruit salad. And just like that, a buyback is going to get forced out from your Tide. TNC got to be feeling pretty good. Old Chicken, though, smacks him up from the back of a Shadow Blade and an Echo Saber. Armel does hit the self-Yules and should be able to step out if he needs. This is looking pretty tough now for Keen. Jump in from Tim's, leapfrogging over. And now Raven begins peppering away onto the tier 3. Keen Gaming looking at some serious base assault damage if they can't pull out any sort of moderate defense.
Yeah, that was really not needed, the buyback from a Tidehunter. They can't really do anything without him having a Ravage.
Oh no, a takedown of Old Chicken forcing out another buyback. Dark almost loses another life after that previous buyback. This could have been pretty much the beginning of the end, but it does look like Keen's able to step off. But it is costing them so much to even just try to mount a respectable defense here. Almost both racks is going down. These two catapults, though, are going to be able to get it. Oh, nice.
Oh, I was watching the mid catapults. Like, this is the timing that you want to take a fight, because if your lanes are pushed out and the double catapult spawn, you're going to take at least one more tower.
Yeah, that is just really special there for TNC, and they quickly head up north right now. KG on the chase. Still no Ravage available to them. They're looking to slice on forward. They're going for the big meaty target, an Old Chicken. Chicken tries to pop and run. The corrosive wave is there, but Armel comes in, smacks him on the back. It's going to be Raven who does get that last hit. A killing spree for the man. Tiny, 70 seconds out of this one. No buyback available.
Yeah, he used the buyback. No Ravage whatsoever. They can easily kite around Tidehunter at this moment. With Edict and some Terrorblade Illusions, they deal a ton of damage to these towers.
And that will be your final outer tower eliminated from the field of Keen. And the 21k net worth advantage belonging to TNC at this moment. Add on top of that, a soon-to-be Roche takedown.
Yeah, look at Sam H positioning. All the time he's in front, just providing vision, because they don't have any lockdown. I mean, Tiny can't even burst him down. He has a Carapace, Blink Dagger, just providing the vision for his team.
Oh, they see Wisp. Sam says, I got a little cute treat for you. Here comes Tim's, and they'll quickly take out the little guy. Oh, or did I speak too soon? He has a friend nearby, and he just frantically leaps his way out. And he'll be fine. That was a little too close for comfort, but TNC at the end of the day, will be able to take down the Roche, and that is an extra life in the pocket of Raven.
So yeah, this is Gyro with the Manta style, and he had a really bad start, so he was forced to go into defensive items. Needs to skip, let's say, S and Y. He needs that BKB to fight against hero like a Timbersaw. Then he decides to go for a Manta style just to get rid of the Slaughter's amp.
Still, though, it's all defensive. Nothing really feeling like he's going to be able to kind of bring the heavy power, the heavy hitting that Keen really are kind of falling back on. I mean, at any chance in these fights, it feels like TNC find those opportunities to just go for Old Chicken and take him out. And he's always a guy on the run, so there's pretty much little to no offensive feels on most of these skirmishes. Uh-oh, MS might have been spotted. He actually is forced to go for the BKB TP.
Yeah, if you think about it, Tiny had 12-minute Power Threads, Magic Wand, Bottle, and a Shadow Blade. And for 22 minutes, he farmed Echo Saber and one more Ogre Axe.
Ouch. Oh, stomp from Yuna. And, yeah, he is just walking through the Valley of the Shadow of Death. He's gone. And it looks like could be the Wisp next. Double kill, and it's for Raven. Yeah, not looking so good, and more Keen members stuck outside the base here. Not going to get any better. Old Chicken seems to be next on the docket. Armel just slowly walks him home and pins him up against a tree. And now that's 3 members with no buyback. This could be it.
That's a game.
Here comes the rest of TNC looking to close things out and move themselves into a 2-1 position here in Group A. Keen Gaming possibly to fall to a 1-2. Dark falls back inside, but TNC have just ransacked everything inside Keen Gaming's home. This is now their home.
Yeah, I was laughing at the level 25 Timbersaw Timber Chain. Goes so slowly, but it's
so far.
so far away from it.
Yeah, this is looking a bit comical at the moment. TNC just pillaging Keen Gaming's home. Keen, though, not looking to go down without a fight. A buyback will come out, and this could be the all-or-nothing play. They still have that Ravage. Look what they could do with it. They see Raven so low. He still has that Aegis, though. And there it is, a slide and a Ravage, and your life is gone. He just turns around with a Sunder and begins to pepper back on him. Changes course, goes for MS, the bigger target right now. Yuna very low. Armel looking to clean up and be the bodyguard of the fountain. And Keen Gaming just begin to go down here. Final racks in jeopardy. Yules is there, jumping from Tim. Beautiful stunt connection. The Wisp barely able to hold on. Does manage to get off the urn on himself. Adding some extra life to both himself and MS. Old Chicken to go for the stun. Gets it onto Cuckoo. Cuckoo trying to run away. Has the Glimmer Cape. They stun him yet again. They're barely holding on surviving, but Armel's looking to go for the cleanup job, and indeed he is the janitor. Gets that one taken, jumps all the way on forward, looking to go for MS. MS though, pops the Manta. Can he make it away? No, he cannot. This man is killing everything in front of him. Oh, he slices, he dices, and he gets wins. 43-17. My God, almost feels like TNC just straight up outclassed Keen Gaming in this one.
They had a better lineup to start with, and we see, I mean, this Gyro just doesn't feel like a hero anymore. Those extra 10 seconds are just way too much. Also, Slardar seems so good at the moment. No extra damage taken.
Yeah.
I think Slardar is going to be picked a lot during DAC.
Lots of heavy movement from Tim's there. And of course, Sam H on his Nyx Assassin really held it down in that off lane. It was a fantastic job. That last pickup Timber saw too, man. That was great.
Yeah, Timber is always the last pick. Same goes for Brood. If you can sneak it in somehow, you're just going to win the game with it.
All right, that concludes heat number 2 from Group A action. We'll go ahead and send things right back over to the panel to get their thoughts on this match.
Thank you very much. Yes, game 2 done and dusted in super quick time as far as TNC are concerned. A very explosive display from them as they wrap up their second game of the tournament. They go to 2-1 right now in Group A. Some thoughts now from our panel members. Winter, just really well executed, I guess, from TNC. And as the boys said on the cast, it was the right draft, but they still had to deliver.
Yeah, Slardar really seems really powerful right now since the buff. I'm sure I agree with both of them. I think we're going to see a lot more of the hero after this. The hero feels really, really good now.
Did look a lot better. And Gyro didn't look particularly good in that game as well. I mean, he's only had one... It's a critical nerf, I guess you would say, in terms of time, but there's other things to his game, right?
Yeah, I think that it's still like going to be a viable core moving forward. I don't think that nerf is going to take him out of the meta entirely. I think it was just already going to be a little bit of a tough game as soon as the Terrorblade starts getting a little out of control. Like the Gyrocopter has a hard time dishing damage out to him. Timber Saw, you're always going to have problems with. If he's able to get just that basic hood, then oftentimes you just don't have enough magic damage to be able to bring him down. So I think that Gyrocopter is still a fine enough hero. I actually thought the interesting part for me was that the Leshrac looked pretty decent as a support here. And we kind of knew that Slardar was going to be relatively viable for position after these buffs, but the Leshrac buffs, I would say, were, at least when I saw it, I thought a little bit more about the mid Leshrac, but it does seem like that this hero, especially when coupled with a 4 position that sets you up nicely, is kind of nice.
I mean, I did mention that maxing the lightning is actually pretty viable as a support. That's what he did this game. Seems pretty useful, helps him farm. He was pretty farm as a position 5.
He just kept slowing everybody down, keep hitting big nukes. It seems more and more valuable to be able to have these 5 positions that can actually do a lot of damage for you in team fights.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, easy to say that when they're like winning the game.
Yeah.
Like they had really good lanes and everything snowballed from there. So it's easy to see things like on the good side.
Sure, Leshrac is very, like, as a support, if you're losing the game, it's just going to die over and over again. It's just going to be fed away.
I'm still not very convinced. I feel like the hero actually feels more like a really good core, like a mid hero.
I would agree with that. At least I would like to see it there again. I miss the intelligence mids. Don't you, William?
You've been very quiet, Will, after getting that prediction correct.
Storm, no buffs. Sad.
2-0, Paul. You know what so I hope everyone knows.
I changed my prediction.
I'm just doing the opposite of what I think the analysts are going to do, and it always pays off.
Well, the analyst, do you not include yourself as an analyst?
I think Winter is a very smart mind when it comes to Dota, but he is 0-2 right now, and that shows you how random a lot of these things are. So
I mean, after watching the game, I kind of feel like ET and Wiz together, that they are not good as a duo. That's one thing.
Aren't they traditionally supposed to be good? Like, wouldn't the ET Wisp duo
but
just being able to run around?
You don't have reliable like initiate. Like that's the issue. And I mean, I guess they do have the Tiny, but Tiny played really bad this game, and I felt maybe the lacking of a dagger. He went Shadowblade. Like some games, I feel like when your team does not have someone that can go make a first move and start the fights, then you not having a dagger on Tiny can be a liability to your team.
I would agree with that because it felt like because of the fact they have a Tidehunter and Ravage is such a
Yeah.
slow spell
And
and such a long
ET
cooldown.
is also a follow-up, so nobody's
Yeah.
like going to want to make the first move if you don't have a dagger.
There's a bigger problem too when you play against Timbersaw and you don't have the if you can't kill him in the first burst, because that lineup is very burst heavy. Like everything that they do is meant to kill somebody immediately in the first move. It's supposed to be a 4-on-5 fight instantly. If you look at their team, when the fight goes for a very long time, they don't really have the best follow-up.
I mean, with that being said, isn't it a really big mistake not having a dagger on any of the heroes?
I understand Old Chicken's build though, because I think he was trying to go for the Silver Edge eventually so that they had a better way to deal with the Timber. But
I mean, I'm not saying don't buy Shadowblade, but I'm saying include the dagger in your build.
It's awkward though if you go, because you want to go for the Echo Saber so that you have some burst damage.
And the mana.
Yeah, but if you go for like dagger plus, I don't know, it's like too much utility, because at some point you need a BKB.
Yeah, but I'm saying like overall, like their lineup needs someone to do that. Like if in general, maybe Tiny is really good with Shadowblade to start things off with, but in this kind of game, I feel like lacking the dagger is like really hard to play.
I'm not sure. I don't know if this game is, in all honesty, like no troll and stuff. Like I don't know how easy this game is for Keen to win. Because if you look at their lineup, they just don't deal enough damage. They don't have heroes that deal enough damage. The way that they itemized, they're put into like a weird position. Because even if the Tiny goes Blink Dagger, maybe like 1 or 2 of those fights go better. But that Terrorblade is still eventually going to carry that game, I feel. Like the Gyrocopter, I don't think can keep up in a game like that, especially when Tidehunter is given more priority than he is. Whereas, you know, if you look at every single one of the fights went the exact same way. Armel goes in first. He creates all this space. You have a Terrorblade just sitting in the back lines, hitting everybody for free. They tried to get to him every single time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because the Tiny, like in the first 10 minutes, he was the most farm hero on the team, and he didn't translate the farm into space to help the other teammates, you know, like especially the Gyro, get back himself into the game. That's why I feel like all these small little things, maybe that he buys the blink, he gets 1 kill, 2 kill, but that 1 or 2 kills could actually translate to a lot of space for his other teammates to actually come back into the game.
With cores like Tiny and Gyrocopter, against that kind of lineup, it did feel like they had to snowball.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like this. It's if I look in the lineup, what Bulba said once was really so smart. It was how many team fights does it take for you until you like win the game? And I think if you look at Keen's lineup, even if they win like 1 or 2 fights, I don't think it changes things too much. Like even if you get a pick off on the TP, I don't think the core concept of the game changes, because it's not easy for you to burst that Terrorblade once he gets items, and it's not easy for you to burst that Timbersaw at any point in the game. Like once TB gets a BKB in that game too, I don't even think he needed it, but if he does, like does he ever die in that game? Like do you think anybody does anything to him? The Gyrocopter or the Tiny? I don't think so.
Okay, let's move on to MVP. Armel in there with a good shout. 21 and 11. 38k damage. I mean, pretty much says everything you need to know about the game. It was the last pick Timber, so it's kind of, you know, you expect him to do well, but it's still got to deliver.
4th rank heroes. No, I don't think they got a Spirit Vessel as well. So he had a pretty free game, very good lane. Everything was good for him, but he did had a lot of like really flashy moments. He went in first for his team, forced out an early he tanked like a couple of he tanked the Ravages, but it's a long cooldown, and he had Bloodstone, so he came back alive in a short notice, and they were able to, you know, use the absence of the Ravage to claim objectives.
Winter, I've heard that this guy is supposed to be really, really good.
He's the best mid player in the Philippines now.
Okay, so why hasn't he found more success?
He just joined TNC. Previously, he was on Clutch Gamers. They did qualify for a couple of events last year. Like I remember Epicenter, Manila Masters, but they didn't really do.
They always bombed out pretty early.
Yeah, they lose in the early rounds. But this time, his team, they have much more experience, because Clutch Gamers, they were a group of like players that were lacking in terms of, I would say, LAN experience, and they didn't have a really strong voice. They have a captain, like Fly Solo was their captain, but he wasn't a very experienced captain. Cuckoo is not a natural captain player, but he is really experienced compared to his previous teammates. So I would say Armel has a much better environment to succeed this time.
All right, good stuff. We're going to move on. And our next match is just around the corner. Newbie versus LGD is coming next here for game number 3 of day number 2 at DAC 2018. We'll see you soon.